the case here.
I'd love to see them pick Veno here on Empire. I think it's a really good Veno game at the moment.
Ooh.
Like you go like Greaves Pipe or something, and it's really difficult to kill a team. Like it pairs well with the Tiny in the lane as well.
Omni Knight.
Oh, we're gonna go
Omni
Omni.
Knight themselves, okay.
Dire team ban.
Why?
Mm,
What is the? I don't mind picking their offlane because again they can still flex this Tiny to last pick overall in the draft, but I don't like the Purge is really nice. Obviously up against like the Magnetize, whatever. It keeps
Just
people
10
alive in the
seconds
Static
remaining.
Storm and things, which is nice as well.
what does Guardian Angel do for you here, though?
5 seconds
That's
remaining.
my issue. So the hero's not bad in itself, and it lanes well up against Mars if it gets put there. It lanes well up against Ember if it gets put there as well. But as the game goes forward, yes, it's nice, and I think it helps with the lack of damage that again that there is on bait at the moment, because it's going to be this mech pipe hero, right? That I talked about with the Venom as well.
This is just the flex of saying, hey, yeah, you tried I Omni Knight. Let us show you how it's done.
True. They should have just picked the whole draft.
Yeah, exactly.
10
Do you know what?
seconds
Hoo is
remaining.
part. Sorry, 5-Up's part of the Hoo Guild, which is my guild's
5 seconds
sworn
remaining.
enemies in the unranked Dota scene.
Ooh.
Unranked 5-stack late at night as well. So if Bait lose 2-0 again, it's kind of like a pseudo win for me. That's what I've decided.
So you're biased against Bait? Is that?
I'm biased against Bait because of the Hoo Guild. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Which makes it even more okay for me to be biased for Bait.
That's
Even though
true.
I do have a feeling that this position might.
I feel like I'm favoured ever so slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you look at their record, there's no other way to spin it. Like you can hope, you can be like, oh yeah, maybe this is the game where they can put things together. But so far, we have not seen much indication of that. Again, 0.
I mean,
10
they've had
this time,
10
and,
chances before this.
Yeah.
I worry for Bait's lineup here that they
Dire
don't do
team
any
battle.
damage. Like they need some big power hitter in going into the last pick of the draft. They don't take buildings. They don't take Roche.
Yep.
Like all they do at the moment is just kill people.
Yeah, they're very
And I
strong
think
team
that's gonna be
fight in the
really-
mid game, early game,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're absolutely right. They need to have a hero that can
10 seconds
take
remaining.
that space and leverage it into the later parts of the game and into buildings.
5 seconds remaining.
Question is, who's that gonna be? No TA. Did they go back to the Death Prophet now or something? Or is it another?
On Bait, I think they'll probably pick a Posborn. And they want something that is a good core-to-core matchup against the Gyro, I
Radiant
imagine.
team
And I don't know what that is. I was going to say I think Empire were going to pick Void Spirit there. That's one of their favourite heroes. And it looks like a really good Void Spirit game because you want a hero here that can just fight non-stop. I actually think Kunka's really good again for them on Empire. Again, it helps deal with the lack of damage that Bait have with the run buff that we talked about last game.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think what
5
else they could
seconds
go for.
remaining.
It's a good putt game, kind of. Like the Koi was really good against Ember
Yeah.
and Earth Spirit.
Gotta watch out though, because Disruptor is very good against Puck. Generally speaking.
Yeah, I think
Maybe-
they need something that scales a little bit better though with farm.
They just go, alright, we're just gonna take another tanky tower hitter. DK, DP.
I think
Dire
It's
team
less about
pick.
tower hitting and more about
Admiral Kunkka.
I was right on the tanky front. I'll take that. So-
True. Bait. What do they go for here? Maybe like a timber or something could be okay. But again, it's kind of doubling down on just fighting all the time.
10 seconds remaining.
Razor
mean-
potentially could be good.
Timber
But
would be
again-
5
amazing here
seconds
though.
remaining.
Like, your
Yeah.
4 strength heroes against you.
Anti-mage.
Anti-mage.
Oh,
You may
wow.
now select your heroes.
I mean, the lane's
hmm.
really good for the AM. And they don't have a huge amount of physical damage on Empire. I actually don't mind this pick. I think it's okay.
Hmm.
They do have 4 really good heroes at fighting without the AM as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think AM is fine
yeah.
against Omni. This is okay.
Yeah, this is the kind of draft that you certainly want to have if you're an anti-mage player, right? You just have all of these heroes that are gonna fight, and just draw people left, right, and center. And that should, in theory, give you all the space that you need to farm up and get to the point where you can just also start assassinating the backlines. So, like that's gonna be his job in the later parts of the game in these team fights. Like jump straight on this IO, blow him up, make sure that that kind of sustain is not coming in. Maybe even Omni Knight. How is Omni Knight's mana pool actually later on?
It's
sense of
not
that right now,
awful,
it's-
but I mean, when AM gets Abyssal, that's the point the Omni Knight has to be scared, right?
Yeah. It's like if you can just go on him, burn enough mana so that he can't necessarily even get his spells off. It would
Yeah.
also be very valuable, right?
But so the big thing for this game with Empire is how much can they get done with their BKB timings, I think. Because if you look at Bates' lineup, they have like no physical damage apart from an AM when he gets
Yep.
like towards the late game. And maybe Dendi on Ember if he goes like Deso or something. So if they can get some really big objectives and big fights with their BKB timings on like the Kunker and the Gyro, I think the game looks really good for Empire. If they mess up even a little bit around that timing, I think this AM has a really good game. Especially because he has a relatively like easy laning stage as well up against the Omni.
Still
Yeah.
hear this Kunkaton.
I hate it.
Can't believe they haven't fixed that yet. Some taunts, if you start them in that screen, they
Prepare
just don't
for
stop.
battle.
The audio does not stop, even through the
We should
enemies
probably
he's
mention the
thing.
stand-in as well, right?
Oh yeah, Sunlight is playing today instead of Netty Narwhal on the side of Team Empire. So there you go.
Best name ever.
I have not seen him
No
before, but
knowing
hey,
one
I've seen
guides
Sunlight
me.
before. I've not seen Netty Narwhal before. It is the good name though, absolutely.
Kunku and a ward. Is he going to
Absolutely.
ward a bit further away out of the lane? No, it's just
Into
chilling.
the omniscience.
The old bait and switch.
where are their wards on the die side? Does Dendi not have a ward?
5 up has 1. He does not.
Does he put it down somewhere?
30
Is it
seconds
still at
to
home
battle.
somewhere?
Have they just not bought the ward?
I don't think we can see that in the shop, right?
No, we can't.
I guess they haven't bought it yet. Just the one on the Earthsplit right now, ready for deployment. Very defensive ward here on the Radiant side, just trying to watch for these rotations towards mid.
Whenever you play against these roaming forwards, like the
The
Moranas and the
battle
Earthspirits and things,
begins.
it's really important you have these wards that spot the rotations
By the
of the boss
omniscience.
wards. Because otherwise they just roam between the side lane and mid, and like they control the active runes especially.
Yeah, I mean, this is job definition of the Earthspirit, right? So,
Like the active runes
Makes
are going to
sense.
be really important this game for both teams because there's an Ember involved in the mid lane. And Ember's one of these heroes, if he gets like a haste or a DD or something, can really make something happen with his innate skill set.
alright. South coming out for the Ember Spirit.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
How are these lanes gonna shape up? I mean, we've got this disruptor 5 position, as I said, pretty standard. He's gonna be able to just Thunderstrike back and forth a little bit.
You thought you were
Yeah, he's,
Chartfell's not gonna have mana, but if he doesn't have mana, Chrysalis can't really harass him anymore. So
Sayu went over to block the small camp there, I think. Oh, and he's going to get his courier killed.
Radiant's courier has been
Ooh,
killed.
there's tangles on him. He has 1 tangle left on top of the one he's munching on. Like, he's not gonna be able to do much here in this lane, is he? Not for a little while, at least.
Yeah, this is really sad. Because now Shashlo has no mana, and he has no Tiny in his lane, effectively. There's no way this pull should be going off from the Tiny, though.
The
If this
all-knowing
lands, this
one
is-
guides me.
We've got the
Yeah,
range.
they get the
creep.
range creep.
Can they get the kill, though? They can, yes,
The
indeed.
omniscience.
first
Mighty
blood.
heal coming through, and yeah,
He
that's...
doesn't even... That's at like level 1, and he doesn't even have all the venom on the AM.
Oh, the 1 click's not enough. Sayu's not quite the 1-punch man just yet. Meanwhile, mid, a lot of damage spread back and forth, rolls left and right. 5 also tanked quite a little bit earlier, starved up, and now back down to half health. He's
Yeah, Dendi started this lane really well. I've been watching mid a lot, and he's already had a much better start than last game.
Yeah.
Their laning stage, if you just look at the CS, it's like watching Hellraisers last time.
good news for all the bait fans. Yeah, Sayu, he's out of health reach right now. Fishman can threaten him quite a bit if he decides to stick around. A Thunderstrike, a couple of right clicks here and there.
Come in to the omniscience.
I'm not sure how far you should chase this with your Chrysalis right now, though. There's another pull
Yeah.
off to the side to this hard cam. So lane control is certainly getting in
But now-
Empire's favor now.
Because he's pulled the wave. Chrysalis would have lost XP under the tower, and now instead he gets to farm the big camp and the wave.
Oh no. Backfired.
It's very sad.
Then the pull to the small camp from Fishman so they can connect the other creeps right there if they wanted, but now the range creep had other plans.
I love these lanes.
Is-
They're ridiculous, and they're amazing.
yeah.
Oh, nice to know.
It's always crazy when it gets to a point where, oh yeah, one wave is here, sometimes they connect up with the enemy creep wave too, and then the next couple of waves are also meeting each other at the same time. This Fishman taking a bit of damage for Chrysalis, turning this around, and it's gonna be another free kill.
The
Anti-mage.
bigger they are.
It's a really good AM game. The thing is, the lane's really good, but also if you look further through the game, they don't have a great amount of physical damage on the ranged side. So this counter-spell magic resistance is going to be really useful. Oh, he has the Oob on the AM here. They might be able to kill Shashlo.
So the kinetic field again, no more mana, so not a ton of damage, but still plenty.
So yeah, not only do they have no physical damage on the Radiant, but they also don't have great catch for him. It's like X, an avalanche toss.
Yeah, it's... I mean, Avatar is very powerful, not necessarily because of the lockdown, but because of the burst power, but as I said, against an anti-mage, it's not going to be nearly as powerful because of this counterspell.
Do we think
This magic
Kunkka goes
resistance.
bottle in the mid lane?
Was not your
Rolling from Earthspirit, gonna find the courier here.
Step lively
Radiant's
now.
courier
I think he's
has
been looking
been
for that
killed.
sort of stuff
Yeah.
this entire game so far, now finally successful. And up top, Fishman, oh, this time he's the one kinda low. Let's take over the front lines though, and Fishman already
Why
with the
did-
boots with this early success, so you can just walk away. And
I mean, Sage
Simon?
popped a clarity on the Tiny. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah. The lanes... And this is the thing, when they picked the Omni at the time, I was like, why? Imagine if they had a Veno in this lane instead, right?
Yep.
How much more pressure they could put on the AM with the Tiny.
He stands right now, Anti-Mage. 550 gold towards the Ring of Health.
What have we here?
That's
Tiny's
with
coming in.
the treads already coming out. He went mid Dandy though, this time kinda low. He's been playing in the low end of health for a long time, but still alive. 5 up with the rotation. Can you push him back? No, you cannot.
Look at this
Oh,
Mars as well.
Haha, last hero with the backstab. Did not expect this one. The rotation from Lightless neck then. Also, can we talk about the fact that we have Lightless and Sunlight on the same team?
No, that's unacceptable.
I feel like they should
Where's
cancel
the
each other
synergy?
out, right?
Yeah, where's the synergy? Kunkka did go bottle, by the way.
Nice roll right on top of Sunlight here. And it's the boat coming through to try and help out a little bit. Dandy dropping quite low. Not low enough eventually, so all you need to do now is pick up the rune that these supports are going to secure for them on either side. And he'll be a-okay. Gonna spawn top. But hey, that's why there is the random there.
Rune of double
I love it.
I don't understand what this Tiny's supposed to do this game. Like, what's his place? He can't go top to deal with the AM. Like, he doesn't want to try lane bot because he needs his Wisp and his Gyro to get XP. So he's kind of just hanging around mid, not really achieving anything.
Level 2 Tiny doesn't do much at this point anymore, so you gotta find some place to be to soak experience. So in his
Dire's bottom tower is under
gyro,
attack.
there we go, micro recovery. I mean, I guess on the other side, Fire Up is also in level 2.
But it's not about the level. Like, at least he's made something happen mid, right?
Yeah.
This Tiny hasn't done anything because I don't know how he's supposed to.
Yeah. Level 2 on Earth Spirit, don't get me wrong, level 2 on Earth Spirit is much more powerful than Tiny level 2.
I don't know. I think Tiny level 2 is crazy. So you get the Avatos combo, right?
Yeah, but you need to get
With the-
close to somebody. That doesn't tend to happen. If,
Oh. Nice spear from the Mars. It gets 100 gold off 2 big creeps. That was nice.
yeah, how's Martin doing? 28 and 3. 46 and 7 of the gyrocopters, so... But he's got his levels almost level 6 right now, so I guess he's done his job in this offlane.
when he gets level 6, who does he go on? Maybe he makes a rotation towards top lane. But then, I feel like you want the AM to come towards the bot lane and try and kill the gyro. I've been watching in the SEA gyrocopters when they play this hero. They love it, by the way. 496 especially, the Vietnamese team, they love playing this gyrocopter. And when they run it as the carry, he maxes flat cannon first nearly every single game. So he gets like 2 or 3 points in rocket barrage.
He is fighting for the rune. Then he goes in. Sayu very, very low. Very easy snacking, you would think, but he's still alive. The boat coming through. A little bit too late to save him though. Demdy, he's not done yet. He wants this Io gets glimpsed back down into the river. But out of firepower here, so we're just gonna have to let him go.
Sick combo though. Purification on the Wisp to who he tethers. Yep. Double here. Easy game.
That's one of the reasons, like, any sort of extra heal on top of the Wisp is actually insane in these sort of situations. So sustain is not going to be an issue for Empire necessarily.
Step lively now.
I say
Your
Tiny
admiral is
hasn't
on
been
board.
doing anything, by the way. He still has more net worth than the Disruptor and the Earth Spirit. Which is crazy to me. But I mean, literally the only difference in the net worth at the moment is just the position ones. Like this AM is having a completely free game.
And
Does he
that's
have a
where
neutral?
that's kind of the crazy part, right? Normally you kind of have a timing window where the anti-mage is kind of still farming up, you know, towards his Manta style, towards his Basher and whatnot. It's not bottom, last hero. With the arena here, Aknot very low and too low. 5 ups, gets a snipe. The long range stone, arena. Not gonna last forever though. Dandy trying to finish up Lightless, but now X'd up. His Sunlight also makes rotation down here. Back and forth, still has some remnants to work with, so he's not feeling particularly scared as now. 5 up, trying to form a re-engage. Sunlight, all of a sudden, finds himself not tanky enough. He does not, yeah, he does get the round off.
Tiny's on
And some
high
more support.
ground
Sayuf with the combo, not quite. On the avalanche, make things a little bit more awkward, and now trying to chase down 5 up.
here. He needs to save the toss for the roll away here.
Yeah, that's what exactly he's doing. Well, maybe not. We can still get on top of him, in front of him. There you go. Once back into a torrent, he'll get him finally.
But again, AM is still just free farming away in the up top lane. He actually gets a D ward as well.
And the run.
Top lane, glimpse.
Comes back. Look, also a kinetic field. Yeah, no more mana. Denny's also here. No chains yet.
Dire's bottom tower.
Often that you see that. A very active Ember Spirit without the chains. At least a value point in it.
I like the 0-4-2 build. The chains doesn't have as much value as other games. I think it's more about just running at them with this slight spam. If he goes 0-4-4, I'd be surprised, but I think 0-4-2 is okay, and 0-4-3 is okay.
Oh, well, it's been working out for them, so can't really complain. Smoke didn't actually catch Io Gyro. Maybe he's setting up for a bit of a bait play here. Trying to punish the anti-mage because that's long overdue.
Is under attack.
Oh,
Freaking
Ocean Heart.
Chrysalis. Somebody need to pick that up. Fishman's gonna have to do the sacrifice. Did see the torrent though. I mean, I'll flag the fact that something's going on here, but play his way out of this one.
The fact that AM blinked away there.
Yeah, it's just,
So he didn't pick up the
it's
neutral.
the only reason that they had to go back.
Oh my god.
Radiant's bottom tower
I've done
is
that
under
in one of my
attack.
games
Oh, yeah.
before, and I was like, please, why have you made me do this?
Yeah, we've all
Because
done
you know
that.
you're caught angry if they don't get the neutral item, dude.
Relocate down bottom. May playing last year, a couple of silence connects, so no instant spells, but still plenty of damage there coming in from max out Rocket Rush. The missile also hits. Smart's not alone for the way. There we go. Perfect relocate now, straight back towards the top. Maintain farm and the pressure on the tier 1.
Dire's top
Nice
tower
purification
is
dodge.
under attack.
Should be fine, yeah. He's not instantly leaving, he's just hanging around because he knows, alright, I'm not in real danger here, so I can just make sure
Top lane,
that
top lane.
these guys are. Oh, goodbye, number 1, Aknot also. I don't think he
Three,
can. Tether
2.
with the heals. He lives. Didn't get the
Wait,
jump
what?
though. Think that was back now.
Did you not have relocate?
No.
What was the number above his head? Did I just make that up in my head?
I think so.
What the hell? I thought I saw a number 5 above, so maybe it's just... There's so many graphical glitches in Dota,
Yeah.
by the way. It's unreal.
Under attack.
But yeah, they just relocated back from bottom lane.
Yeah. Okay.
What was I gonna say? Anti-mage.
Maybe I did have 10 monster energies. That was,
By the way, guys, in case you're watching, like,
Read the
oh, 10 monster energies, that sounds good. No, it doesn't. I like monster, but 10 is too many. Take care of your health, guys. Take care of your health. Yeah. More clashes here in mid is back into the kinetic field. Sunlight down to water health. The cloud comes through. Catch a couple. Roll forward, 5 up with the extra slow, and there you go. Crystal's blinking forward. Another relocate in here now from Lightless.
they want the Lancer energy, but
Display, yeah. There's no control. Like, they relocate in, but Bait is just able to walk away.
this Omni Knight just doesn't make sense to me with the rest of their draft still. I know I've talked about it a lot, but it feels so out of
Radiant
place.
structures are
What's
falling.
next to Omni Knight on the hero
Radiant's
list? Let me
middle
check.
tower
Maybe they...
is under attack.
Whoops, misclick.
Oh no, it's on the end.
Radiant's
Oh, there's
bottom
no
tower
excuse.
is under attack.
Like, you have to click on the hero, then you have to click at the bottom right
Radiant's
to
bottom tower has
actually pick it, right? So it's kind of hard to make that argument. Today,
Lane static.
really good so far. Omni Knight is down for the count, maintaining that magnetize here. 5 up will die in exchange. Technarch still alive as well, able to keep Lightless topped up. So last year will be another trade.
I just realised why I saw the numbers top. It was the time that Magnetize had left on the Wisp.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, that was what it was.
Is under attack.
Dendi with the jump. A good missile, but oh no, never mind. He dodged it.
What a gamer.
He is a gamer.
This AM, I don't think I've ever seen an AM have such a free time
Fortified.
in a game.
I've been trying to talk about AM for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
But I
like-
can't. There's just so much action elsewhere, and yeah, that's the benefit in this. Ooh, nice little catch here on Fishman inside the trees, actually. There's not a static storm, so he's down for the count.
I will say the other thing we talked about with the Radiant draft is how much can they get done with their BKB timings. Orchid's going Kunkka. Orchid.
Orchids.
Kunkka's going Orchid.
That's the way to say
Jarikox has
it.
gone Yasha, and now he's going back for the BKB. Which,
Looks like it.
I don't mind him going for this early BKB, but I would have liked to have seen him pair it up with the timing of the Kunkka BKB. So they have like some one massive power spike.
I don't know. It feels like, especially with IO constantly connected to the draw, I'm not sure if he necessarily needs a BKB right now to just stay alive. Because he would need it to just cast the spells against all the
It's
static storms
not-
and whatnot.
It's not about staying alive for the Gyro, it's about having the BKB so you can force fights before the AM's ready.
Yep.
Which, if it works, it works, but if it doesn't work, they're going to be in a scenario where the AM's going to be so far ahead of net worth in the Gyro comes up because he's gone for a fighting item in the BKB.
Yep.
So you have to make this massive BKB reveal from the Gyro, like, actually mean something. And the way this game's going at the moment, I don't know who they play around to make this BKB really strong. Because, like, Kunkka's going to get Orchid. We've just got it coming out in the courier. He already has his Yasha on the AM. So there's like this tiny window for the Kunkka at the moment where he can actually gank the AM with the Orchid.
Yeah, it's very tiny indeed here. Another 1500 gold or so, and then Crystals without that Manta Style.
They are going to smoke, though.
Admiral is on board.
Yeah, we'll see
Oh,
what
they're
path they
running top,
take. They're not gonna find anyone top, I don't think.
Like, nobody's showing on the map at the moment. They have no
Dark
aggressive
are
vision down
scanning.
anywhere apart from this bot jungle. So they have no idea where anybody is on the Dire side. They are going to start running bot here. Tiny doesn't have blink yet. So this initiation is really awkward.
Crystal, he sees it now. It's like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you got the
Okay,
counter
actually.
spell off.
Dire's top tower is under
Relocate.
Oh, there it
bot.
is. He X the Kunkka.
Radiant's bottom
The silence
tower
comes
is
through
under
though, so
attack.
that was not reflected, but he
He's
can
fine.
juke it out. This is 5 against 1.
Dire's top
Crystal is
tower
just getting
is
out,
under
no problem.
attack.
Juke Master 5000.
Much relocate back, he's Dendi, this fine IO, but the rest is
They're
not
gonna
quite
come in on
ready
the Dire now.
for that, but instead they just intercept the other couple of heroes here. Static Storm just wrecked him out. Oh god, Omni walks back into it.
That was disgusting.
Oh my
actually.
god, he didn't even walk back in. He walked next to it and then got pushed across the kinetic field by the arena. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was sick.
Damn, the circles, man. It's the circles.
The circle strat.
Circles.
Oh
man.
my god.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gonna have to tell kids about that later. By the way, sneak peek for everyone else. Gonna have 2 more series after this one concludes, and there'll be kids joining me.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And
attack.
she very much likes the circles.
Are you kicking me? What the hell?
I mean, you said, "Meh, don't want to cast all the games." Meh."
Hey, come on, don't out me like that, man.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But yeah, this anti-mage, a couple hundred gold away from the Manta style. So yeah, normally you bank on having this timing between 15 and 20, 25 minutes, depending on how you're able to delay the Battle Fury, where you can still make plays where the anti-mage is not quite comfortable enough to really take extended fights or bigger fights, you know? Or really feel comfortable going for the deep split push.
Dire's top tower
But with
is
what,
under
4
attack.
kills or so that AM got in first 10 minutes? That window is very, very tiny.
Radiant's
Gyro's
bottom
actually going
tower is
butterfly.
under
That's
attack.
interesting. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Let's put it down.
I haven't seen a gyro not go down in ages.
He's in trouble here. Oh my
Oh
god.
no, that sums up this game actually. That play. They're so close yet so far.
You ran into towards a smoked up team and now?
Oh, the
Empire
courier.
going in
Dire's
deeper, the
courier
courier will
has been
die.
killed.
They'll also flag the fact that something is going on here.
Dire's middle tower is under
Empire
attack.
will huddle together. Just not get caught out here, but the counter
Radiant's
snipes
courier
come through.
has been killed.
Then he gets Silence
Okay.
Courier in exchange.
Dire's
You see the
middle
Radiant
tower
Couriers just
is under
flying over to
attack.
the left-hand side now. They're like, oh god.
Oh my god, he's got fire!
And
Radiant's courier
Oh
has
my
been
god.
killed.
That's so sick actually. Insane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He did go
think-
Desho by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he had vision from the ward on the courier. He was just guessing. Oh yeah, maybe he had something hiding there.
Dendi? Okay, never mind.
That's a lot of damage though.
Deep
Ooh.
sixth.
Yeah, the Orchid's doing a lot of
Radiant
work
structures
onto Dendi
are
here.
fortified.
Because he's gone for this straight Deso, and there's no like defensive use or anything first or whatever.
Radiant's top tower
This
is
Orchid's
under
really threatening
attack.
for him. Like AM has Manta now, so Ember's the only one that they really want to focus down with this Orchid.
It's the first time that really worked. I guess he'll play a little bit more safer now until he has the duels ready to go. Is there really some timing pressure on baits? Are they timing windows that they're looking to hit, or can they just take it easy and keep farming?
On bait,
Yeah.
I honestly think they can just keep farming. I think eventually this AM just wins them the game. Because in like a vacuum in the late game scenario, like I said, they don't have great catch and they don't have great physical damage on the Radiant side. So this AM should be able to beat, like, kill anybody he wants on the map with Abyssal when it comes out. Looks like he's actually going Scardy first, which I don't mind. When you're
That's
playing
really
against these ranged cores, like TA and Gyro and OD or whatever, like Scardy with the 50% slow against ranged heroes is crazy.
And the region reduction. Playing against Io and Oni,
Radiant are scanning.
that's active, or that affects also.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nothing to
Dire's
ignore, I would
bottom
say.
tower is under attack.
How much is it even?
Dire's structures
also
are
25%,
fortified.
I think. Yeah.
40%.
40% slow.
Reduces heals, heal
reduces-
regeneration, life steal, and
Radiant's
spell
top
life steal by
tower is
40%.
under attack.
Oh, is it Shiva's that's 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
It's a 25% movement speed
Dire's
slow,
bottom
25
tower
attack
is
speed
under
slow.
attack. Dire's structures
Enemy range shields
are
by
fortified.
50%. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that 40% regen reduction
Right, okay.
is going to be very helpful. Definitely main point. So the X back onto last year.
Radiant's top
He's
tower is
decently
under
tanky.
attack.
Himself that Hood of Defiance. And he have,
Dire's bottom tower is
yeah,
under
he has the
attack.
pipe in the works.
They're really struggling to find openings for this Wisp Gyro to relocate onto, though. Like, if in theory, if the Tiny had a good game, this Blink early on would have opened up the map so much more for them. But because Seiyu's had a really rough time, like, his job this game, he doesn't really have one. But the Blink's come out so late that It's really
Try
awkward.
again though, making a play onto Dendy, who still does not have that
I
duel.
don't
Support
know.
coming through right on top of it. Dendy is down. The counterplay is there from Vulcan. You're trying to create chaos with that damage over time. Nasirullah, and finally bring him down. Chrysalis trying to go for the
It's
big,
AMs.
big blow up. Chachos had a little bit too much mana left. 5-up look. This McIntyre has been going on throughout this entire team fight.
This
So it's
AM.
a 2 for an exchange. As AM's just cleaning house. Dendy coming back to help that fact out. Anti-mage very low, but is he low enough? It's forward. X. A lot of right clicks to actually get him. Sayu, of all people, he were back with the double kill. Redeeming himself, but at what cost? Dendy. Now he's the one taking over. Did buy back for this one, but he's making it worth it. Sayu tossed Dendy back next to him with the glimpse. Can't say I've seen that one before.
I know they all died on Radiant side, but the fact that Denty buys back there, I actually think it's worth it for the Radiant side. If the AM lives, it would have been amazing. Like, if he'd have had his Scardy in that fight, for example, like, he's so close, he's like 500 gold off, they would have won that fight so cleanly. But the fact that he's missing that, like, either Basher or Scardy component there to that fight means that he just about dies.
Yep.
And these small timings really mean something.
At the very least, Dendy did get its go out of that with a net positive, according to the fight recap. So he almost has the duel. So it's gonna be a little bit tougher for Empire to burst him down like that again.
It does mean whenever he dies next, though, if he dies again, that his death time is going to be so long. And when something like Roche is a potential for Radiant side, all you have to do now is pick off Dendy and it's a free Roche, effectively.
That was true. It's not like Empire don't have any farm at all. Right? They're getting towards these items. Like Gyrocopter is going to be able to do not just magical damage, but also right-click damage. Once he's got the butterfly, he already has the Eagle Song to just add this raw agility. This attack speed coming through as well from the overcharge.
Yeah, they need to focus the Wisp advice. That's the big one. The Wisp and the Omni are too important. Like, with the utility they offer.
Stands on the Disruptor, he doesn't win the cave, holding on to it for the time being. Last hero catches everybody in the arena, almost at least. As there it is, the big blow up. There's Agnat still alive here. The Ecstatic Storm trying to control him up a little bit further. Last hero looks like he's going to die to the tree toss. But they finally get Omni Knighted. Io being glimpsed back as he bought back into this fight.
Press chains in 1 second on Dandy.
Oof. He's got a bogey on armor there, but still, perhaps enough time for Sunlight, for them to kill Sunlight if it wasn't for that extra buyback. Coming through from the Omni. A lot of resources being thrown and being committed in these team fights back and forth. Is this because of Roche? Because both teams are looking to try and prevent the other from taking it?
Yeah, if you don't buy back here and like get your heroes back in, they do just take Roche either side. Like, his aim has the Scardy now, so he actually has the the damage and the capability to do the damage and take it. I think when he gets Abyssal, this game's going to get incredibly hard for the Radiant. Like, Gyro's BKB is already down to 8 seconds now. They are going to go in on the Radiant side, though, actually. This is really brave. They know that Arena's down for a few more seconds, though. There's no Static Storm, there's no Magnetize.
Close. I mean, Magnetize like, what, 25 seconds away, Static Storm only 10.
There's
It's
a
not the
DD
fastest
spawn
Roche
pop.
I've
They can
seen.
see it.
Bendy walking in, he needs the ult, and he does in the
did buy
connect
back.
field. Didn't catch much. Someone with the BKB. Crystal's in the back, trying to blow up Io. Got an Angel. Don't tell me he's living through this. Static Storm just enough to finish him in the end. And that's no Io for a while. Crystals gets the blink out. Sunlight still caught inside the circles. And that's a double kill for Fishman. Support Disruptor stealing the last hits. Shachlo trying to run away, glimpse back, blinks away, his
Radiant's top tower.
roots on the one side, Sayuf, well, he's using that space to walk away, but Chrysalis has other plans. Gets tossed back, but I don't think they're going to give up on this one. Another blink, another couple of right clicks to slow him down, and with a Scardy, and that'll be another quick kill. Are we looking at the first bait victory in this tournament, MoFarah? Is it finally happening?
This fight was all Fishman, by the way. That Static Storm was insane, and he glimmered Cape Crystallis when he was like less than half HP, and they had no detection down on the Radiant side.
Radiant's
So
middle tower
the AM
is
just
under attack.
is able to blink away for free before he dies.
What
Really
do
well
you
played by
into Roche.
I mean, you also have to think for Empire at the same time. Somebody needs to be carrying detection there. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, Tiny had dust. I think Wisp died before he could get anything of his off.
Wisp lives there. Maybe that fight looks different.
Radiant's top tower.
I don't
is
think he would
under
have died there
attack.
if it wasn't for the Static Storm right on top of him there to finish up that last bit sliver of health.
Oh, he has
Take out
Paladin
this
Sword
one.
on AM.
That's a nice item.
Ooh. I really struggle to see how they're going to kill him anymore until Gyro gets maybe like another damage item. He's going Ags, which is fine. But yeah. Okay, yeah, he has Rapier queued up now. I think this is the only play. I think they have to just build like raw physical damage to be able to kill that AM. And it feels like super early to have to go all in at 28 minutes. But this game's only going to get worse unless they do
Radiant's
something
bottom
drastic.
tower is
Like,
under
look at this
attack.
Omni Knight's net worth. He's literally a mech and spells. And the Heavenly Grace isn't even like... Yeah, Guardian Angel, sorry, like, it keeps you alive and stuff. The Heavenly Grace is a purge against some of these things, like the
Radiant's
Magnetize or
bottom
whatever,
tower
the
has
chains. But he's so underwhelming for the amount of farming. that they're
Engage, Elasio just goes in, finds 3, they're gonna blow up Sayo. He's down, Crystal's walking in once again into the back lines. That's a dead on the Agnat. Not for the world either. Do they have a glimpse? They do indeed. Right, no more. The
Plus one.
BKB keeps Lightless alive, and Sunlight trying to do the same thing, but Chrysalis, he doesn't mind. He has freaking Paladin Sword. He can lifesteal through this. Even if he
Yes.
didn't, he has that Aegis, so he perfectly fine committing onto the high ground, and the tier 2 is still
Radiant's
standing.
bottom
They
tower
know
is under attack.
how strong they are right now.
I cannot believe we're going to be the ones to be here first, chat, and see the win.
Is under attack.
Oh, then he's feeding. Don't worry, never mind.
I was going to say, get your Endy faces ready. This is it.
There we go. Killing spree for Chrysalis. It is really, as I said, free game for Anti-Mage. Only one death.
Thank you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright.
Radiant's structures are
Alright.
fortified. Dire's
I know,
structures are fortified.
This is the power of Monster Energy,
Radiant's
guys.
bottom tower is under
As soon as you shout out Monster Energy,
Yeah,
then he
I
gets a
mean-
win. I mean, that can't be...
It can't be a coincidence. A shield
No,
for
it
Monster
can't.
Energy at the beginning of this draft, of this game. And they're winning! Are they actually being
Crystal
sponsored by
Crystallization,
Monster? I don't know,
remember,
but
as well.
we should get on that.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Bottom Rex going down as we
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
move away from the shameless plugs a little bit.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
And they
has
played
fallen.
safe.
I love the shameless plugs. Do you remember the video BTS made all that time ago? Where it's like...
Which one?
Oh, what was it called? Where they like shout out all their sponsors in one video.
Oh god. Oh,
Can't
was
remember
where
what
they're
it's called.
kind of making fun of the criticism of.
Regeneration.
I think Cottle guy was in it. Dakota.
Yeah. I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of
Radiant's
parodying
bottom
all the
barracks
criticism
are under
against
attack.
the
Yes.
puns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We
remember that.
wouldn't do this. Yeah.
Yeah. I also remember the one where they have, oh yeah, this is a production value. We've got a picture-in-picture, and then this cam, and then this cam.
Smoke bot lane.
It
Then
was,
he's just in.
thing again. Yeah, I'm just seeing it, what you can see.
Chris is like, yeah, we can fight. I'm here.
At this point, though, you gotta realize that there's nothing to fight for down here, and there's still tier
lane,
2s
top
on the other
lane.
side, so...
Radiant's middle
Oh.
tower is under
Give me
attack.
TP out. Normal TP out on Agnat. Oh, Crystal's blinked the wrong way.
He had Basher on AM there, so if he'd have been a little bit quicker, there was a chance he could have stopped that gyro TP through the BKB, which would have been game over, I think, at that point.
He doesn't buy back at least.
Yeah,
Still
but at the
working
same
on
time, if he
it.
has to buy back and gyro, he falls so far behind.
Yeah.
Quickening
Especially
champ,
when your one way out is the rapier, right? You buy back, you're never gonna get rapier.
Radiant's top tower
Never gonna
is
get a
under
chance.
attack.
Step lively.
But the thing is
Your
now,
admiral
because
is on board.
the AM's going to have Abyssal before he gets Rapier, does he kill anybody before he dies? I think that with the Abyssal, like, control through the BKB, Gyro still just
Radiant's
struggles.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah. It's
Radiant's top
tough
tower
call because
has
like
fallen.
at least there are. If these supports are not doing anything else, if
Radiant's
last year
middle
is not
tower
doing,
is under
oh
attack.
Chachel in this case, if he's not doing anything else other
Dire's
than
bottom
just
tower
make the
is under
anti-mage
attack.
click him instead of Gyro for a little bit, because you still want to take out this guy
Radiant's
and
middle
whatnot.
tower has fallen.
I'll take out this mech if you can at the beginning of the fight. Maybe that's enough space for Gyrocopter to kind of
Radiant
punch
are
back
scanning.
when he has the rapier. Sayu, what are you doing here? Oh, he wants couriers. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. I just wants to go over. Boring, but
Just
probably
chilling.
more important.
yeah. I think that's the right play. We're just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, something might happen. Oh, they found him.
They did. Yeah, you're not
You can't
TPing
TP
out
that.
against Nerds. That's never
not
gonna
gonna
happen.
He has the beekeeper on Dendi now as well, by the way. So
I guess if
you can't really focus
yeah.
down the Ember or the AM anymore,
What is that?
which is a big
revoking?
worry. Maybe
Relocate
M
just pushing
got here. He wants the Wisp with the Abyssal, I think.
He's gonna get him too.
Yeah, he's got him. Now Gyro's by himself because he has no Wisp.
Fishman
So the
TPing in on the
Disruptor's still
outpost. There's a BKB that he will have to use here, so that's forced out.
Oh, the
Bash,
bash.
though. He's
Look how slow he is. With the Scardy. I'm trying to get the last Nexia.
oh no.
Oh, that would have been a 10 out of 10 for me if he steals the last. Yeah, and the Gyro's going to have to buy back now. And he's still so far away from the rapier. Like, especially if he buys back.
Yeah.
He's going to lose, like,
Dire are
just
scanning.
under half his gold.
600, yeah. Oh,
Radiant's middle tower is under
it's gonna
attack.
matter, you saw you. It's gonna be free kill. On top of that. And they all have buyback available here, and they will have to use some of those as
Oh,
another
they
one.
just they don't want to, apparently. They're just going to... They're going to let it be.
Maybe it's the alright, we're gonna buy back when you die found.
Radiant's middle
I like how Omni buys back. And they like, he's like, guys, come on. We can do it. And Gyro and everyone's like, guys, come on. Like, can we just go next?
Radiant's middle tower
He's free now, then with the
I
BKB,
mean, like, in the
chains
throne.
on a couple last year, trying to get the arena out, but he can't. It's actually silenced up for the moment, but there it is right now. Not even taking damage on the side of Bait right here. There's a
Comes the
spear off to
gyro.
the side. Kunkka is dead. They're falling like flies as Lightless trying to stem the tide, but he gets bashed right on the steps of the mountain.
They've
GG,
done
well
it.
played. Bait, they did it. They get, if nothing else, it's gonna be an honor point. You know, like the honor goal. And,
Well, like you say, there's 9 teams in this group, guys.
there is, yeah, and,
And the
Only
top
the-
8 go through.
exactly, yeah.
right?
Top 4 go into the upper bracket of the playoffs.
So
the
all
next
they
4,
have to do, is come 8th.
yeah,
It's fine.
and they still can.
Every
Actually.
win matters.
They still can. Because if you look at the thing, 5 men. Squad of Ace, Chessie, Exhibit, Misery, Pilot Eye. Currently, they're sitting at 0-4. They haven't played too many games,
I was gonna say,
but
technically, I'd probably rather be 0-4 than 1-10. But like,
yeah, but
they've got to win.
yeah. I mean, we've been ragging a lot on Baited for not having won a single game so far until now in this tournament, but neither have 5 men. Then again, as we just said, they haven't played as many, but it is still possible. If they go on a similar losing streak to Baited, if Bait ends up winning their matchup, which is happening on September 18th by the looks of it, it is possible for Bait to survive the group stage here, as only one team gets eliminated.
There were 2 picks that really chose this for me, though, this game. I don't really understand the Omni pick, like why they put so much value in picking it in the draft there. And this AM pick was so good from Bait. Like this 10th pick overall was amazing. And he played that lane really well on the AM because they got that first blood on the Omni at level 1. Do you remember? And then after that, they couldn't touch the AM anymore in the laning stage. It was too difficult. So, yeah, really well played by Bait. And it's nice to see them not lose every single game in the group stage.
Was a good one, and it's going to be another one in this 2-game series. Bait with a bit of wind under the sails, perhaps. We'll see what happens in game number 2, whether they can get another point on the board or whether Empire can tie it up. For now, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned.